Hello and welcome. It was a historic moment in the nation's maritime industry as the FUNTUA Inland Dry Port in Katsina State comes on stream following its official launch by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The event was a milestone and attracted stakeholders within and outside the maritime sector of the economy. On today's episode, we'll tell you all about its latest transport infrastructure and its benefits to the economy. The program you are watching is The Shipper, your regular maritime informative and educative television program. My name is Oluwasegun Aloko. Join me after this short break for details.
Nigerian Shippers Council Day to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council they feel in a parole now for every level, and as soon as goods they move from port A go enter port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
For you, we dey gidigba.
Nigerian Shippers Council with the meeting now for the port of Nani.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us on The Shipper, brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, the nation's port economic regulator. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says the official launch of FUNTUA Inland Dry Port in Katsina State is a demonstration of federal government's commitment to diversify Nigeria's economy and develop a viable non-oil sector. This was the thrust of the president's message delivered by the Secretary to the Government of Federation, Senator Dr. George Akume, at the official launch of FUNTUA Inland Dry Port in Katsina State. Additional Abiodun covered that event and brought back this report presented by Ifeanyi Okonkwo.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to commission the FUNTUA Inland Dry Port on behalf of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That official cutting of tape by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation on behalf of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu sets the tone for the commencement of FUNTUA Inland Dry Port.
The FUNTUA Inland Dry Port offers importers the convenience of processing, cargo clearance, and receiving raw materials and machinery, of processing cargo and receiving raw materials and machinery closer to their places of business. For exporters, it provides essential facilities for processing, packaging, consolidating, and forwarding exports worldwide. Infrastructure is integral to our administration's commitment to promoting export business across Nigeria, thereby achieving trade balance and creating employment opportunities for our youth.
The idea of Inland Dry Port was conceived in 2006 to primarily decongest the ever-busy seaports in Lagos and take shipping services to other parts of the country. The transport infrastructure is also aimed at promoting imports and exports with special focus on non-oil exports.
I call upon all relevant stakeholders across the public and private sectors to patronize and utilize these facilities optimally. Together, let us harness the full potentials of the FUNTUA Inland Dry Port and other inland dry ports for the prosperity of our region and the nation at large.
The president said he was particularly impressed by the pivotal role that Nigerian Shippers Council and other stakeholders played in making the establishment of the dry port project a reality.
The concept of inland dry ports has gained prominence globally, particularly with the container revolution and the advent of door-to-door cargo delivery. This port grants importers and exporters located within our inland cities, as well as neighboring hinterland countries, such as Niger, Chad, Northern Cameroon, and Central Africa, access to shipping and port services without the need to physically visit seaports. Inland dry ports, in connecting seaports to the hinterlands, I reaffirm our administration's commitment to prioritizing the completion and utilization of more dry port projects.
While providing insights into what necessitated the creation of inland dry ports, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy disclosed that government has embarked on ports rehabilitation and modernization. According to him, the idea is to promote efficiency and modernization of the ports. The inland dry port, is said, will facilitate trade between the country and landlocked areas like Niger and Chad, thereby unlocking the nation's economic potential.
The importance of Katsina State as commercial domain of the Trans-Sahara trade route, which use agricultural produce and trade in local and export volumes, makes this project very strategic to the realization of the renewed agenda of this administration. This play will provide importers and exporters located within the hinterland access to shipping and port services without physically being at the seaport. This will further promote the African Continental Free Trade Agreement and economic integration, as well as support the Presidential Business Enabling Environment Council initiatives. I call on national and international maritime practitioners, shippers, shipping companies, landlocked countries, and port users to take full advantage of this facility for import and export of their cargoes by the commissioning of this dry port by Mr. President.
For the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Dr. Diko Umar Rada, the establishment of inland dry port in FUNTUA will be of enormous benefits to the people of the state and entire Northwest Zone. He pledged the state government's readiness to support the growth of the transport infrastructure to boost economic activities within the area.
The FUNTUA Inland Dry Port, a remarkable endeavor that signifies a giant leap forward in our state economic development. On this auspicious day, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation to all those who have played a pivotal role in making this achievement possible. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge the steadfast support and tireless effort of the federal government. Their unwavering commitment to infrastructural development has been instrumental in the realization of this dry inland port. This project holds immense promise in revitalizing our textile industry, creating employment opportunity, attracting investment. Its successful completion will not only benefit our state, but also contribute to the growth of the wider national economy. And it will greatly reduce the level of insecurity in our state. Furthermore, I appeal to the federal government to extend the AKK gas pipeline project to FUNTUA from Zaria. Access to reliable and affordable energy is crucial for industrialization and economic growth. The extension of the gas pipeline will provide a significant boost to our state manufacturing sector, attracting more investors, creating jobs, and accelerating economic progress. It will undoubtedly uplift the standard of living of our people. On our part as a state, we are leaving no stone unturned in attracting investors and fostering development. We have developed a strategic plan and established key institutions such as Katsina State Enterprise Development Agency, Economic Council, MSME Council, Ease of Doing Business Council, and many other initiatives.
FUNTUA Inland Dry Port is a public-private initiative conceived under Build, Own, Operate and Transfer (BOOT) arrangement. The facility has a modern customs clearing system, police station, domestic export warehouse with state-of-the-art equipment.
A port is a combination of so many activities
And in the course of the next few weeks or few months, FUNTUA will experience a host of other people coming here, forwarders, backwarders, agents, insurance brokers, a whole host of other expertise that are necessary to interact with the port, emerged as a beacon of hope, a solution that promised to revolutionize the way goods were declared and transported. In 2002, the Nigerian Shippers Council initiated a feasibility study, Katsina State, as a viable site for an ICD with a capacity of 10,000 TUEs. It marked the beginning of a journey towards the realization of FIDP.
For the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Barrister Akuta Pius, MON, the launch of FUNTUA Inland Dry Port is a dream come true.
This project is committed into your hands. Do your best to promote it. The President has already spoken about other countries in the hinterlands. The Minister has spoken. You can see the direction of the government. Shippers Council is standing right behind you. We will support you in running this place to ensure the efficiency that the federal government is looking at, essence for which the Inland Dry Port has been commissioned.
The Managing Director, Dala Inland Dry Port, Alhaji Ahmed Rabiu, attributed cost reduction for importers and exporters as one of the benefits of the ports.
Our major challenges over the years has been difficulty in exporting our goods and also high cost of importation, because sometimes the rail may not have enough wagons to transfer all the cargo. So it is a great advantage to the Nigerian economy. It will improve the ease of doing business. It will reduce cost of doing business, making it therefore more competitive and making Nigerian economy more attractive and enabling Nigerian exporters to benefit from the global market.
Our haulage operator, Comrade Chamberlain Mbago, said the port will reduce the risk of traveling to Southwest for shipping services.
Katsina State is a neighboring, is having a border around it. It has a lot of border around this, like the Niger, the Chad, and other borders. Instead of going to the seaport, where they could go and, transport their goods, haulage, and freight and services, if it is located and sited in this very place, it will ease transportation and cost. Because you no longer go, how many seaports we have in Nigeria, but when we have dry ports like this, it makes it easier for those that are coming to have their goods conveyed from here. It reduces the cost of transportation, also reduces the cost of other things and the risk as well.
Alhaji Abubakar Bashir, the Director, Northwest Zone of Nigerian Shippers Council, puts the dry port project in perspective.
We are seeing practical renewal of hope. And it's also an event that will go down in the history of especially the northwest of Nigeria, because this project is a project that will definitely ginger the economy of FUNTUA, the northwest of Nigeria, and Nigeria in general. So it is a dream come true for, as I said earlier, the renewed hope in which the economy of Nigeria will be gingered, especially as regards export. All port activities are being carried out here. It means shipping activities have been brought very close to the shipper, the importer and exporter, in fact, all stakeholders. And by doing that, it means that trade will be facilitated. And of course, if trade is facilitated, one of the gains is that the economy is gingered.
The construction of similar dry port in Isialangwa, Abia State, Ibadan, Oyo State, Dagbolu, Osun State, Jos, Plateau State, and in Edo State are ongoing and at different stages of completion.
The opening of FUNTUA Inland Dry Port brings the total number of commissioned dry ports to 3. You will agree with me that the nation's maritime sector is receiving a boost and is being repositioned to maintain the status of Africa's maritime hub. I'd like to remind you that the Council has unveiled a web-based platform for the confirmation of reasonableness of demurrage fees. You can access this portal at www.arpp.shipperscouncil.gov.ng. The Nigerian Shippers Council has also launched an online portal for registering regulated port service providers and users. We urge you to register promptly at registration@nigerianshipperscouncil.gov.ng. Failure to comply will result in sanctions. Coming up next is our tidbit segment. Stay tuned. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Shippers Council (NSC), Barrister Akota Pius, has urged APM Mola Maersk Terminals (APMT) to raise awareness among shippers and ensure adherence to export standards for speedy container evacuation. The ASCO emphasized this when he led a management team on a working visit to APMT in Apapa, Lagos. The visit aimed to discuss ways to prevent the stalling of exports at port terminals. Barrister Akota stressed the need for a holistic approach to swiftly evacuate cargoes, particularly perishable exports.
We are trying to promote export, and then export is being stored this way. It's not helping the economy. So we need to take action as quickly as possible, organize the stakeholders forum where everybody comes together, and then we look at this. But for these ones that you have given us the statistics, the numbers that the shipping lines are committed to picking them up within the next 5 days, please ensure that that is done within the next 5 days. And then we can now go ahead and look at how we can resolve this. We will talk to MPA and we'll talk to our stakeholders and ensure that we come together in that forum.
APMT Terminal Manager Mr. Steen Knudsen affirmed the terminal's commitment to expediting export container processes.
Long-standing is that for import long-standings, there is a process with customs to evacuate the containers and then auction them out or so. But to my knowledge, there's no real laid down process for export containers, because it's been a growing market, right? So the problem has only become real in the last 12, 18 months or so. So that is also one where we need to, with the industry and with the regulators, to work together. What is actually the evacuation or the retrieval process of these long-standing, so we can evacuate them from the seaports again.
Barrister Akota thanked the terminal for their support while disclosing plans to convene a stakeholders meeting to find lasting solutions. In the Southeast Zone, the Nigerian Shippers Council recently organized a stakeholder sensitization seminar in Aba, Abia State, focusing on the benefits of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, AfCFTA, for non-oil exports. The ASCO-NSC, who was represented by the Director, Southeast Zone, Mrs. Margaret Ogbona, emphasized the importance of AfCFTA in economic growth, job creation, and competitiveness. He highlighted the need for stakeholders to understand AfCFTA's objectives, benefits, and challenges, urging trade facilitation measures, infrastructure investment, and collaboration between public and private sectors for economic transformation. This week, we are pleased to report 0 unresolved complaints, reflecting the effectiveness of the Council's complaint resolution mechanism. For your information, the Council provides a comprehensive range of services, including advocacy and advisory services, stakeholders and industry support services, research and information services, education and enlightenment services, regulatory services, and stakeholders representation services. Now, let's embark on a voyage into the worldwide maritime industry. The Panama Maritime Authority and United Arab Emirates Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure have signed a memorandum of understanding to provide enhanced benefits to Panamanian-registered vessels. This agreement establishes cooperation for the Blue Pass project, offering premium advantages to major shipping companies visiting UAE ports. Panamanian ships will receive priority access, crew changes, and discounts from UAE-based businesses. The deal, signed for 2 years, aims to boost maritime collaboration between the two nations. In other news, China's People's Liberation Army Navy plan has achieved a significant milestone as its third aircraft carrier, the Fujian, completed its first sea trials, boasting a displacement exceeding 80,000 metric tons. The 8-day trials at Shanghai Jiangnan shipyard tested propulsion and electrical systems. With an electromagnetic aircraft launch system, it can operate modern aircraft. Analysts note its enhanced combat potential, marking a significant stride in China's naval capabilities. Finally, on this segment, renowned Dutch shipyard Feed Ship has unveiled Project 821, the world's first hydrogen fuel cell super yacht, representing a leap in green technology in luxury yachting. Measuring 118.8 meters, the yacht is a result of 5 years of development, showcasing Feed Ship's commitment to eco-friendly innovation. With hydrogen fuel cells, it can operate emission-free, addressing challenges of hydrogen storage at sea. The yacht boasts luxurious amenities and is reportedly commissioned by Bill Gates.
From A to B, from A to B, from north to south, from north to south, from east to west, from east to west, from port to port, from port to port. You can ship your goods and feel good too. Oh yeah, Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
As we reach the end of today's program, we want to express our gratitude for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the voyage and gained valuable insights. Until next week, stay curious and keep exploring. See you next time.